Hello everybody. I need to go ahead and make an adjustment. I was making so many tiny adjustments that I was not aware of what I did not unadjust. Give me just a moment here. There we go. Alright, so today is just a very chill day. I will not be doing any plays of any dungeons or any trials. In fact, we're just going to be touring an FC. Let me go ahead and exit out of this screen where I'm sweeping up this chocobo stable. It's now nightfall. I should have started a little bit earlier where it was daytime. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what I'm playing, what an FC is, or anything like that, let me give you a quick rundown. This is Final Fantasy XIV. In Final Fantasy XIV, you have the option of having individual houses built for you as an individual player, and we're kind of surrounded by those. Or you can have houses built for your FC, free company. In other games, a free company might be better known as a guild. And so this house that we will be touring today is for a guild, but it was not built for the purpose of a guild. This particular building was put together to honor an author that passed away, I believe, in 2021. Yes, this FC house was built in memory of Jeff Cook, who is an author and a friend of one of my FC members, Loon, who I made a video for this past October. This FC house was built for his friend Jeff, who he knew personally, and we're going to tour it today. I don't actually know what all is in here. I made a quick sweep to take some photos. I've not actually looked very deeply, and I'm going to make a record of it today because in very short order, within the next few days or so, this FC will be torn down because, of course, Loon is unable to log in. And this was something that I was hoping would not happen, but it is happening. The game devs had paused the demolition clock for all the houses and FCs across the game, at least in North America, while several different natural disasters had occurred last year, and they just kept resetting it so that people's work wouldn't be torn down while they were away dealing with real life, which is one thing that they do very commonly, which I'm very grateful for. But it's been many, many months. It's been probably 8 months since this clock has run, and it's time for it to run. I completely understand. So we are going to make a tour. I'm going to make a recording, and maybe within the next month or less, maybe within the next week, this place will be gone. So I'm just going to read the estate profile here, which is up on the screen. So the name of this FC is called a Clockwork Dragon. I believe that's actually the name of one of Jeff's books. If you want to see Jeff's books, there's an Amazon link that is in the description for the YouTube stream. And if you want that link, I can't post it on the screen right now. I'll probably do that a little bit later. But you can look on Amazon right now for Jeffrey Cook and Clockwork Dragon, and you'll find his stuff or his author page. But in any case, getting back to the information. Estate profile. The name is a Clockwork Dragon. The owner is the Clockwork Dragon. Really? I thought it was a whole other player. No, you need several players to start. Okay. The plot address for this is listed right here next. So it's plot 29, 4th Ward, in Shirogane, and it's a small plot. The greeting is just a description of the FC, which is, in memory of Jeffrey Cook, inspiring author and friend, 08/18/2021. Please check out his books. They are fantastical and immersive. And so right here, main is listed as a sanctum. Subcategory is a library. Subcategory 2 is a garden. So the owner is making very clear that this is kind of a sanctuary. It's meant to be a kind of holder of information, and it's meant to look beautiful and just be a garden. I know from talking to Loon himself that he intended, for people to visit the FC and just see what it was about and see what Jeff's books were about. So, let us go ahead and start. If you can't hear the music or anything, let me know, because the music choice within the building is also something that you can customize, and I do know, with the way Loon thought, every single thing around here would have been picked with Jeff in mind. I do not know the secrets of what has been picked. I'm just letting you know. I do not know why things are in certain places. I have no idea. I'm going to start from the back of the yard over this side. I also know, because Loon was talking about this to me a little teeny tiny bit, that even the location of the house, as far as being in an Eastern themed area, was also intentional. But like I said, I do not know the purpose of that intent. There are other locations in the game that he could have picked, but he chose the Eastern themed place. I do know that Loon was a big fan of these trees up here. And also this little bamboo clock. I say it's a clock, it's probably not actually checking the passing of time, but he just keeps getting those. So I'm just rather tickled to see it again. This is a little garden patch. There's a scarecrow in here. I see there are no crops, though. There has been nothing grown. I don't know if that was on accident or on purpose. It's probably on purpose. Probably. I'm not sure. The wisteria was definitely a choice. I'm also very excited to see this campfire right here in this corner. Can I sit? Can I sit on the logs? I can, but I'm sitting in the wrong way. There we go. Nice little cozy corner. With mushrooms on the logs. I actually didn't see that earlier. And if you can't see me, or if you can't hear me, just let me know. This is actually really relaxing. There was a time when I first came in game when I would find little cozy spots and just sit all night. Just listen to the music, watch everything, and just kind of chill. This is one of those corners where I can see myself doing that. It's really, really pretty. You see these little mushrooms? I just want to point these out. You see them? On either side of me? I wonder how many people I could fit on this log. Maybe more than one. Maybe two. I wonder if you could squeeze more. Wait a minute. Okay, so I see these now. I wasn't paying attention earlier. These bubbles. They're not visible from the outside. They're only visible from the inside. That was a choice. As was this glowing... the glowing flower trellis. It doesn't glow in the daylight, I don't believe. I don't believe that's a feature of the trellis, but it's really nice that it glows at night. The fact that you cannot see these bubbles from the outside is a little bit of a mystery to me. It really makes me want to read Jeff's books now. Like, I really need to find out about them. Oh, there's a little secret about Jeff's books. Moon was featured in Jeff's books. On more than one occasion, he told me about it. He was very honored to be a recurring character in those books. Not as Loon, no. Under a different name. Oh, what's this? Oh, he hid the teleportation aether right in the bush. So it's not just sticking out. Alright, I want to know about this chocobo. Does anybody know what barding this is? This is a very steampunk barding. I want to know what barding this is. You can see kind of a cog-inspired helm here. I want to know what pieces went into this barding, because it's really awesome. I didn't actually know that there was a steampunk-ish barding in the game. I'm very curious about that. So if anybody sees this in the future and can tell me what pieces of barding are on this chocobo, I'm going to take a closer look. So the helm looks like it has sort of a cogwheel and light-up eyes. The breastplate seems very feather-inspired and has a blue sash hanging from the front. It also has wings that have swords, so this might be something based off of the Innocence fight in Shadowbringers, because there's an enemy with wings of swords. I'm wondering, I'll have to look that up. And then on the feet, if I can get my camera down there, which I'm not sure I can, let me sit. It looks like the helm and the feet are from the same set, because I'm seeing cogs again on the knees. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit. So you can see that? There, that's a good angle. So you can see that it's another cog based motif here. So if anybody could tell me what barding sets are being used for this chocobo, that would make me outrageously happy. And it's my assumption that the choice for how the chocobo was outfitted is based on the name of Jeff's book and or the name of the FC, which is the same. Well, Jeff had more than one book, but the Clockwork Dragon, of course. So now we're going to go inside. I don't know what these flowers are called. I've seen these. Are these morning glories? I need to... Are those morning glories? Somebody tell me. Somebody look those up. Alright, let's go inside. Okay. We are sticking with the Asian theme. He has not covered it up. Oh, golden lions. Nice. What's that? Okay, I'm gonna try to tell you what I'm looking at here. One thing that you can collect for housing are pictures of animals and plants within the game, right? And up here, above the window, next to this wall fountain, is something that looks suspiciously like a real-life type of seahorse. But it also looks suspiciously like a dragon, so again, we're sticking with this motif. We have a lot of wall fountains, and here we go again. There it is again. Above the second window. Sorry, I'm having trouble with this camera. Let me see if I can back out of this. There's a lot of water. And we're sticking with the water motif because we have this fountain here. With a mertail coming out of the front. I think the first time I saw this particular piece of furniture was the first time I was ever in this game. And I was very confused by the piece of furniture. I wasn't sure what it was supposed to be. So it just brings back a lot of memories to see this fountain again. We are surrounded by more water. And here are more sea dragons. So we're really sticking with it. So this was not an accident. Those were dragons that was intentionally picked. for that motif, then what's up with the lions? This is a little mystery. Alright, so we have a couple of choices about where to go. In every house, or FC house, there are additional chambers that you can add. One of those is a workshop, which are ways that you can earn things for yourself and for your FC. Another one is private rooms. There are no private rooms, only a company workshop. So the company workshop probably isn't going to look any different. You cannot decorate a company workshop. And I notice that this FC has an airship, but it does not have a submarine. And I don't know if it's because it literally does not have a submarine, or the submarine is just out and was never called back. That could have been the case. But here, we have an airship. This is a, oh gosh, words are escaping me. This is a... What is it called when you project? This is a projection of the airship. It's a very classic-looking airship. You know what? I do know enough about one of Jeff's books. Let me pull up the page I actually did leave up. Okay, I bet that this airship, this design for this airship, is pulled from the book entitled Dawn of Steam, Gods of the Sun. I will bet. In fact, I will bet that it's based off of the whole Dawn of Steam series. I'm betting. I'm just saying. That's my bet. But it's really cool that this is here. In case you're wondering why I'm guessing that book, even though I haven't really read the books, I did download that book. I did buy that book, and I started kind of flipping through it. That book starts a story about a group of people who are on an airship traveling the world. And that book is one where Loon was featured as a character. So, if this is referencing Dawn of Steam, then I wouldn't be surprised, just going by the design. It's a steampunk book, and so it takes place at the turn of the century. So yeah. That, I bet money on it. Go read the books. Alright, so now we're going to cross over around this fountain. What are these? What are these flowers? Are these lotuses? What are these? And we're gonna go downstairs. Oh. Immediately, it's just a pile of books. And we have a desk. It looks like an entry reception desk. We have a man and a woman manning the desk. And they are giving polite bows as you walk up. There's a guest book here, and it is shining away. Which means people left messages. Oh, they're from me. And so, in case you're wondering what's in there, I left messages saying to Loon that I missed him. It's shining because, of course, Loon has not been here to check the book. When people leave messages in your guest books at your homes, they sparkle until the owner of the book has looked at it. And so that goes for anything, honestly. You can plant crops, the crops will grow, they will sparkle and shine until you check it, and that means it's been looked at, it's been checked, or it's been gathered, or whatever. let's see, what else is up here? We have tea. We have knitting. A microscope. We also have an orchestrion, which in this game is what allows music to be played. And then we have some scrolls. And we also have, some brushes, some lists. Looks like an inkwell. Oh, this is a proper entry desk. We also have this bell. Okay, so in this game, there's two different types of bells that your character can ring. I imagine this bell is simply kind of role-playing, asking somebody to come to the desk. Because normally when you hit that bell, that will call somebody to style your hair. Or is that... No, not this one, I'm sorry. This bell will call somebody so you can check the things you stored with a helper. This one is not the one that you call to get your hair styled. We have more dragons. More and more. Up here on the wall, we have a decorative fan. It's a whole little shelf. It's gorgeous. We have a sitting pillow. I'm gonna sit down on it while I take a look around. Wow, look at this. While I take a quick photo. There we go. This is a nice view. I see something as I was tilting the camera around. What is this chandelier? I'm gonna have to go back into group pose to see if I can get a better view. This is an acorn motif chandelier. I don't think I have ever seen this in the game before. Ever. Look at that. That's nifty. You know what? This is a good angle to keep looking. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm seeing a few other things, and I don't know if I have a good angle to look. So, above this window on this false wall, and I know it's false, because from my little quick tour, there is an ad, there's a poster above the round false window. Now, I can't see the photo precisely, so I don't know what event it's from. But the fact that it's in here, by itself, right now, I'm telling you, the fact that that is right there, that is even chosen to be in here, it's important. But I cannot tell what image that is, so I don't know what event it's from. I'm really surprised. I didn't see that earlier. Down below, we have another fountain. It's absolutely chock full of beautiful koi. More water fountains. There could not be more water in here. Well, no, I take that back. There could be more water in here if Loon had tried. Okay, it'd be scary, but it could be done. So, no, I take it back before I finish that sentence. These wall scrolls, if I could translate the in-game language, I could see if that means anything. But there's two problems with that. One, I have a difficult time reading the in-game language. And two, for this part of the in-game world, there is actually a separate regional language, and of course it's based off of Japanese. And I don't know if that has an English equivalent, so I don't actually know if these were meant to say anything or just look pretty, but these wall scrolls on either side of the false window, they're really pretty, they're really gorgeous. I appreciate them a great deal. I also appreciate the ivy trellis. That is a nice touch. The idea that you could stack these, this was definitely glitched into place. Most things in here were glitched into place. This took a long time to do. The way this is decorated is not something that you would normally just plop things down and get them there. Google housing glitches. Google Final Fantasy XIV housing glitches. They can get a little bit involved. There's a big stack of books right here. Wait, what? What is that? This is a doll of an actual in-world beast or monster or something, but I don't know what this is. If anybody knows what this is, please tell me. I'm going to get a better view using group pose. See that? Sort of reminds me of a moth. It reminds me of a cross between a moth and a bee. If anybody knows what this is, please let me know. It's like a moth-bee Pokemon over here. It's adorable. This poster I know from Shadowbringers. And if you can if you have an eye for design, this poster features the English in-world language equivalent, so if you kind of cross your eyes, you can't see it. At the bottom it says the elements, for instance. I can read some of the elements. I can read fire, I can read water, I can read ice. So yeah, the English and world language equivalent can be read. It's based roughly off of English letters. So yeah, it's just a cool detail. Oh, what is this called? I forgot what this is called. This is a Japanese piece of furniture. You know, it's the table with the blanket attached, and there's a heater underneath, and you use it in cold weather. That. I forgot what it's called. But on it we have a lovely, lovely soup of some kind. With what looks like fish, and vegetables, and rice, and herbs, and it looks absolutely wonderful. And then we have a little teeny tiny Zen garden with another one of these bamboo things like outside, which has been clacking this whole time. And a chair. I'm gonna sit in it. The fact that this is right over this very quiet pond is also by design. The idea that you could sit here and just have your feet in the water, I like that. I really do. Let me check something more here. Excuse me. I noticed so far that the music in here is not unique. This is still like the same outdoor music. So that was a choice. So, what's this? You have this table absolutely full of candles, with a bonsai tree and an open book, and there's 2 seats. So you could sit here with someone you know. This is a memorial. This right here. This right here was a little memorial specifically to Jeff. I did not see this here earlier. I'm going to sit here for a few seconds. I know that Jay very likely sat here for hours. So I will sit here for a few minutes. On this table, besides the candles, like I said, there's an open book here, and the bonsai tree, and the thing that made me realize what I was looking at is the little candle holder in the back next to the bonsai tree, farthest away to the wall. That made me realize what I was looking at. Oh, look. Okay, so we have 2 more attendants. There are Lalafell attendants, one just bowed to me. These are, you know, NPCs. I don't know. Just like the people behind the desk. Now, another thing that I'm wondering about is that this place is absolutely chock full of crystals. There are crystals here. We have more lotuses. There's crystals over here by the desk. There were more outside, I believe. I need to know what's up with the crystals. And the jellyfish. Those are particular as well. Okay, so here's the false wall. And the door that slides open automatically. Let's see what's in here. We have a hot tub. We have a whole little relaxing room back here. It has a bed, a little stove, some flowers, a whole meal, a Shinryu wing, which is just pretty to look at. Why there's a Shinryu wing, I don't know. Again, that is a choice. Why is there a wall full of swords? I don't know. Why is there a Suzaku and a oh, what is this? A Titania. These are all enemies in the game. These are trophies that you can gather around from defeating these particular enemies in the game. These are actually very hard fights as part of the MSQ and some side content, and for the life of me, these are choices. These are intentionally picked to be in here. There is something about these that represent something or reminded Moon of the books. So I want to read the books to find out why. We have another little place here. Alright, this in particular, this is for calligraphy. We're getting ready to do some calligraphy here at this desk. Why is there a portrait of Kan-e Senna in here? Again, this is a choice. There must be something about Kan-e Senna that brought to mind something in Jeff's books. We are sticking extremely strongly with the Far Eastern motif. Even in this little back corner. And the hot tub. Why? Why a hot tub? Why is there a jellyfish in the hot tub? I have a sneaking suspicion that was just being cute. Or was it? I don't know. But another thing I do know about this FC house was that it was not meant to only be looked at. It was meant to be relaxing. So maybe this room is just meant for visitors like himself, or Shika, who is someone else we know and hold dear. This place was never meant to be somber, you know. So, I don't know. I don't know if this room was meant to just be a safe haven, or if there are more callbacks in it. Probably both. Being here makes me hungry. There's so much food. There's so much food in this game. Whoops, not to mention in this house. It's so good. It's steaming. Oh, there's a clock. Why that clock? That's a fat cat clock. The style is called Fat Cat. It's based off... It's a cat motif. It's a very cute cat motif, by the way. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if I can get my camera up there. I can't zoom in. Oh no. Somebody out there can do it. I cannot, though. There are so many of these sea dragons in here that it's kind of crazy. He went way out of his way to gather all those. This was a project. Look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous. Just taking a very quick pan around. Now, the idea of putting up a false wall so that you can make a little nook, that's a whole separate room. This is not built into the house. This was glitched. This is all glitched into place. Bravo. Now, as far as these books go, it's obvious. Yep, we're collecting all the books and we're gonna read them all. Now, if this is something, if there's a callback within the story of needing to collect a whole lot of tomes or study things, I would totally believe that. I don't believe I got a good shot of this. Let me do that. And while I do this, I can actually remove myself from this picture. Boom. There we go. Let me see if I can get a good shot. That's good. Whoops. There, that's good. And want the user interface in the way. You can hear the photo snap sound. Here, I'm going to try to zoom out a little bit. Nope. There we go. See if I can get these two Wildafels. It's kind of hard because the camera's having a difficult time with panning around while bumping into everything. So this is a little tricky. Make sure I get that acorn motif chandelier. Oh, and the front desk. Whoops. Now, this is a strange shot because I'm just gonna have to move myself in order to get a better... No, I was right there. Huh. Let's try this again. Again, I'm kind of wondering if the genders of the attendants behind the counter are a callback to anything. Everything here can be alluding to something with the way that Loon got. Even the choice of having the doll on the counter for the in-game enemy Tsukiyomi, who in the game is a female moon goddess. Well, actually, no. In the game, there is a woman who is imbued with the power, the energy of the moon god Tsukiyomi, and so she becomes kind of a female Tsukiyomi. It's interesting. Tsukiyomi is actually a male moon god, and so I thought that was interesting because most other moon deities in the world are female. I've always found that interesting about Tsukiyomi. Even before the game, like many, many years prior. I'm just kind of going back and forth and making sure I'm not missing anything. And I'm not sure how many more photos I can take. I'm gonna go back upstairs. I mean, technically I can take as many photos as I want, right? But that's not the question I'm asking. What I'm asking myself out loud is, how many more photos can I take that will truly, really capture as much of the... as much as the premises as I can get. I don't call myself being a good photographer. There's always more details you can catch of anything. So that's on my mind. Whoops. As I'm doing this, I'll turn off depth of field, which I probably should have done earlier. I do not know the name of this chocobo, and I cannot find out. Take a picture of this chocobo. I wish I knew the name of you. If I were a member of this FC, or if somebody had you out in the world, I could find out your name, but I don't know your name. Darn it. As you can see, it is now daytime. So here, let's see if we can... Oh, it's foggy out now. Okay. One thing in this game is that the weather changes. It is actually predictable if you know how it's calculated. And it's pretty cool. I think that's a great feature. So as you can see, this house is built on a corner of the land. You can actually run around the outside here. This is... Yeah, like this is actually kind of blocked off in 3 directions. It's actually an interesting position to put that in. So it has no true neighbors. There is no next door or anything in that particular way. That's interesting. It also has a clear view of the water. You walk right out here and boom, water. But of course it's very misty right now, so you can't really see it. But if this were a clear day, that view would be absolutely amazing. There's another thing that I noticed it was near. And this is not the case for all of the houses. It is near a path that takes you to a hot spring. And so with the hot spring, again, you have fantastic views. This hot spring is a public hot spring. It is open to everybody, but not everybody will probably notice the path. And as you can see down below, there's, water, the cliffs, the seaside, but you cannot see it, again, due to the weather. I'm not sure how many hours it will take to clear that up. But once again, the location of the house so that you can walk out and immediately see everything from the doorstep is also a very intentional choice. I really love this little building. I've been out here a few times, actually, now that I remember. I didn't remember at first, but now I do. I've been out here a couple of times. I was shown everything very quickly, which is probably why I don't remember it. But there were a lot of things happening at that moment. So once again, if you wish to read Jeff's books, which again, this FC is in memory of Jeff, you can find them on Amazon. And granted, I did the search before this whole stream, and I ended up finding somebody named Jeffrey who had written cookbook. And so right now that was coming up. So if you wish to find Jeffrey Cook, add the title of some of his books. So for instance, Dawn of Steam is one of his books. So you might want to put in Jeffrey Cook, Dawn of Steam to find the rest of his books. Other titles for, say, out of the Dawn of Steam series are Gods of the Sun. Sorry, I'm getting this wrong. Dawn of Steam is the name of the series. The first book of the series is called First Light. The second book of the series is called Gods of the Sun. The third book of the series is called Rising Sun. So, I probably completely misrepresented what was going on with these books at the beginning of the stream. Please disregard that. Those are the titles of the Dawn of Steam series. For the rest of Jeffrey Cook's work, there are others listed. And I'm actually quite interested to read the rest of the books. He was a member of quite a few of anthologies. And I'm just kind of scrolling through. And the reason why this was built in honor of Jeffrey Cook is because Jeffrey and Loon were very close in real life. Not just online, they knew each other, they visited each other. I actually met Jeff before he passed. The first time I met up with Loon in person, actually, Jeff was there, and I had a chance to meet Jeff. He was a very kind man. So, I'm gonna go ahead and call this tour of this FC done for the sake of the stream. I don't have any information for how much longer the FC will be here. So if you have the ability to visit the FC, please let me know. You're going to need access to Kugane. And once again, the address is Block 29, 4th Ward, Shirogane. From Kugane. So, that's going to be the end of this stream. And the reason why I feel comfortable with the fate of the FC, even though it's really not, it was never meant to be something that was up to me, it's just kind of because of the circumstance, is because Loon built this because Jeff was a close friend who passed away. This was how Loon processed Jeff's passing. But now that Loon himself has passed, perhaps... You see how I'm saying, you know? I'm hoping that because the FC currently, right now, as of this day, cannot be saved, I'm hoping that the fact that the individual who built this to process has also passed, I am hoping that the energy for this FC will be at peace. And that whoever, of course, whoever comes to take this plot next will enjoy it. They'll never know this was here, right? But I do hope that Jeff and Loon are back and visiting each other, and that the memory of this work will go forward as the marvelous thing that it is. This is a gorgeous place. So come visit if you have a chance. I imagine there's only 3 or 4 more days. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. I hope to start streaming Final Fantasy again starting this upcoming Sunday. And perhaps get back on a regular schedule. I've been out due to real life and all kinds of other stuff. Chaotic Maribel was in the chat, leaving comments about Jeff's books before I leave. Okay, so Chaotic Maribel on Twitch says, "Foul is fair" is the start of Fairfolk. And then Founder, he founded those anthologies. Got it. Okay, so I'm so sorry. Again, this is why I'm trying to check the chat. Thank you so much, Mirabelle. And he wrote in them. Got it. Rayseed says, "Thank you for the tour, my dude. It was very heartwarming thinking about Loon again." It was. I'm glad. Alright. I'm going to probably curl up in bed. My back is killing me. Everybody take care. And I hope to see y'all soon. And that's all I can really say. Until soon.